discussing the topic of Sasquatch at length. I haven't done a live show in a couple weeks. Did I miss 1 week or 2 weeks? I can't remember. I know definitively I was out last week, way in the backcountry, having an excellent expedition with Lewis, Rick, and our MD Billy. So that went well. It was good recon, and I'll talk a little bit more of that. I have some videos I'm going to put up, and then let's talk about the 2 or maybe 3 expeditions I have left. Logan, who does the Bigfoot live stream, was unable to come out, which really sucks for him because I know he must have been really sick and his family was sick, so he's very unhappy about that. But and then yeah, the awful. I don't want to talk about this too much because I don't want to get emotional. But the amazing, incredible Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum has passed away. So it's what a loss. Sure would have liked to have had more time with him. Um, I have a confession to make too. I know he wanted to talk to me just about stuff, and I had a lot to discuss with him. I knew he was ill, but I wanted to, especially on the last expedition, I wanted to come back with new footage or some new incredible piece of evidence and show it to him. So I was delaying uh, a good long conversation with him because I wanted to impress him. I wanted to have something amazing to show him. And although we're doing very, very well with the Discovering Bigfoot expeditions this year, multiple sightings, multiple incredible live interactions. We're getting amazing lessons, and the discovery is moving very much forward. I wanted something kind of unprecedented, and I ran out of time, and so he has passed. And what what do you say? Like, I have nothing but extreme gratitude for that human being. He was an absolute gift to this beautiful planet. And like John Benernagel, they broke the mold with Jeff Meldrum and John Benernagel, those 2 amazing PhDs I got to work with in my movie Discovering Bigfoot. And yeah, it absolutely sucks that they're gone, and I'm really going to miss them a lot. Concerns me about the next generation of Sasquatch researchers. I guess it's really beholden upon us that are doing this research to come forward with really significant evidence to get the younger generation involved. Because we had the Patterson footage in '67, and that was iconic in civilization. None of my footage has passed that iconic, people are talking about it, people show it in movies, and it's I've never hit that level. So with this new generation, and that sucks because who is we have to have a new generation to take it over, and I suppose they need a lot more and evidence, and I'm just gonna people like me are just gonna have to go provide that. We have to get it done. So um, yeah, lots of stuff going on. So I'll be answering questions about Sasquatch today. Hello, Todd, Eddie from Indiana. And if you have any questions about Jeff Meldrum, I'd be super happy to answer them. Um, I tell you, when we got out there, and the time I had with him in the field for the Discovering Bigfoot movie, the Sasquatch just loved that guy. They just couldn't wait to get around him. I had to let him. There's a process that has to be gone through when I take people on an expedition, and I need them to settle into the reality of what's happening. When there's a Sasquatch around and they're not so sure about it, why I have to let that settle in. And the Sasquatch were immediately around Jeff Meldrum. It took him a while for him to realize, man, that's a Sasquatch, that's a Sasquatch, that's a Sasquatch. These tracks are Sasquatch. These apples are taken by Sasquatch. So, and we didn't have a lot of time with him. I think 4 days is what I had with him in total. But he had a sighting, and it was very fortuitous, as he put it, the way he had to leave, and then I had to go find the trackway, and I looked for the tracks where he said to look, and there were no tracks. So they were in a different spot. He told me to look in the wrong spot. So that all worked out really well. And in his last, just like Jeff, just in the beginning when they work with me, since there's so much hatred around the success that I've been able to garner, because my footage is legit and real and I get tremendous success. I show people Sasquatch. Uh, over 30 human beings have eyewitnessed a Sasquatch out on expedition with me. So my numbers are absolutely spectacular. So I get a lot of hatred and negativity towards that. And they didn't want to go into festivals and go talking to people because a lot of the Bigfoot community feel they're in competition with me and have all these preposterous things and say very negative stuff. So they didn't want to go in arguing. They want to go into festivals, just to learn and network with people and not worry about all the hatred that comes my way. And it used to be really bad. It's gotten a lot better now. People are starting to realize the truth on some levels. But in the last year of John Beninogo's life, when he knew, that his time was limited, and as well with Jeff Meldrum, I noticed it too. They really started to speak very positively about the success that they got with me. Um, and I was very happy to see that. They just got comfortable with it and said, look, say what you say, but this is the success I've had with Todd Standing. And then that cabin in the woods guy, holy crap, he went and got a really nice ton of, you know, uh, interview, a huge interview with Jeff Meldrum, and for the last month that he was alive. So yeah, that's where we're at. So hello, Todd Eddy from Indiana. What was the most frightening and unnerving experience you've ever had while doing research? I talk about that stuff a lot. I'm going to pass on that question. It seems to be a rote question. Uh, I've had some scary moments, but now those what I will tell you, because just keep it new, is those the terrifying moments that I've had made me go home and rethink: am I really going to do this research? Am I really the guy for it? And obviously, I just kept moving forward, and now it's quite less. I don't really for a Sasquatch and bears and mountain lions and packs of wolves and stuff. I'm so experienced that I just don't really. I get excited more than scared. I mean, it's hard what I do. I mean, I'll get pissed off if a bear's like hunting us or charging at us or aggressively. That'll make me angry. So not scared. And then when a Sasquatch comes around, I just yeah, I'm just so happy. It's amazing when they come around. And like on the last expedition, where we all busted our asses to get way back country and had no sounds, no interactions of any kind, no sightings, obviously. So on all those days you miss, all those days that you grind and you work so hard and you get out there and uh, you know, you sacrifice so much and then you don't have success. When the days come when you do have success, you really soak it up. So I get very excited and I'm excited, but at the same time, I got to keep my game face on to make the right moves, to do the right thing, because the situation is so. Uh, it's just like what's gonna. And I want a Sasquatch to come take an apple out of my hands. So now that the Sasquatch are there, they've called us out. They're interacting with us. What do we do to get that next level? So I need to be thinking. I need to focus beyond. Just keep moving forward. In the past, my rule is no matter what the situation is, if there's a Sasquatch there, you've got to keep moving forward. You can't stop. You can't be stagnant. And now I can't. That can't be my rule. I have to think in the situation. That used to be a hard thing to do because there's a Sasquatch there. It's like, oh, all this emotion, all this pressure, all this, the reality of the amazing incident that's transpiring blows you away, and you can get lost in the moment. And I don't have that luxury anymore. I have to stay focused. I have to learn. I have to react and interact appropriately to the Sasquatch to ensure the success of that moment, because those moments are few and far between. Let's be honest. So, um, people are just saying nice things. Never enough time with Jeff. There isn't really. Rest in peace, Jeff. Thank you, Nora. Julie, hi Todd, hi everyone. Hello, Julie. Hi from Lakeland, Florida. Billy, that I just went on an expedition with, is a MD in Florida. David says getting them on a camera is a whole other to do, as you know. Yeah. Hello from Kentucky. Rest in peace, Dr. Meldrum. Boom, Dr. Meldrum. Yes. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's man, I was upset last week. I'm still upset. But man, that man and what he did, I don't know. Promise you this: if when the time comes when tremendous success is garnered, I'll never allow their names to be forgotten in this discovery process. I literally, I mean, they were like father figures to me in the field of Sasquatch, in the field of research. John Bitternagel, father figure, period. It got kind of personal with him. And Jeff, we kept a colleague, professional relationship. Jeff has huge family, so many friends that are personal. That was his thing. And I have a small family, but it's still time consuming. I have younger children, so that takes up a tremendous amount of my time. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. So sorry. Thank you, Mindy. Uh, David Daniels says something. Gypsy says he has influenced so many of his work. Yeah, my God, what has he influenced, right? I'll tell you guys something. So I got to work with Survivor Man a little bit, and I've done a few TV shows here and there, but there was no Finding Bigfoot show with Jeff Meldrum in it, or a show like that. There was no Expedition Bigfoot with Jeff Meldrum in it, and the reason for it was because he was so honest. Those TV shows don't like honest people. They don't tolerate that. He'll always speak the truth. He'll always be honest. I'm telling you guys because we were up for Expedition Bigfoot. Expedition Bigfoot came through me. I do the Bigfoot expeditions. But the people, myself, and the people I'd chosen, Jeff Meldrum, Ian Redman, wouldn't lie. We're always going to tell the truth, and networks won't tolerate that. We wouldn't BS anything, so they wouldn't do a show with us, and that's the truth of it. So Julie says, I'm grateful you had a stamp of approval from two great men. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like we stamp of approval. I mean, it's a nice thing to say. Yeah, it was just such a pleasure to work with them. And I felt we were all like a great team, the three of us even, just so devoted to the discovery. It's so important. David says, David Daniels, I remember talking to you about him on my expedition. David you've been on, oh, okay. Now I know who you are. Thank you, David. If people would just listen to you talk about how you came to conclusions, then they would understand, but they don't want to listen. Yeah. Well, you can't, I mean, you can't convince people out of their paradigms. They love living there. It's up to them to see the truth and come forward. So, evening, Todd. Hello, Mind Ohio Valley Explained. Blah blah says hi, Todd. I wanted to say, anyways, remember to hit the like button. Thank you. I want to see a Sasquatch, Mr. Handy. Okay, why? Willie Don't says, how long ago did he go on expedition with you? Oh, long time. That was like 2016, maybe. It was a long time ago. Maybe even longer. Maybe 2015. I don't remember the exact dates. He had lots of opportunity to come out with me again, and he just never did. So, and on the last 3 years, I've had many expeditioners say, I want Jeff out with us on expedition. And they tried to negotiate that with him, and he just couldn't do it. So you have to ask Jeff. He's got a whole life and stuff, so I just don't know. He was always invited. So you're awesome, bro. FK, the haters. It was on you and Jeff together that set me on the path of belief. Well, you're welcome, Mr. Frog. Fantastic, Mr. Frog. I watched the documentary to this day when I need to escape the BS. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Fabian 22 says, my grandkids call me Sasquatch because of how big an area. That's good to know. The Ghost says, damn, you don't look like the Sasquatch though, bro. Damn, you do look like that Sasquatch? Oh my God. So that is an absolute asinine, preposterous thing to say. Like, there's nothing about me that looks like that Sasquatch. Like, damn, you look like that Sasquatch? I'm not trying to be an ass, but that's an incompetent thing to say. I look nothing like the Sasquatch. I hear all these idiots saying ridiculous things like the mouth of Jane and Jake is nothing like mine. Their nose is different. They have all brown eyes. Like, I have white surrounding blue eyes. That's it's really a stupid thing, I think people say. And then their heads are like, we prove that, significantly larger than mine. it just seems like it's what a dumb thing to say. I'm sorry, I just think it's ridiculously stupid to say that. So, and I don't respect that opinion. Just dumb. I look nothing like the Sasquatch. Oh my god. Hello, Everett. Hello, you're a big fan. Nice to meet you, Everett. Thank you. Just one second. Mid Ohio. In I'm in Central WV. For the past 15 years, we've had a Bigfoot I've dealt with. Finally, last November, he sat 200 yards away from me for about an hour. He watched me. Oh, that's amazing. I'd love to hear about that. So, discoveringbigfoot at gmail.com. We'd love to hear more. Good evening, Mr. Penner. Mr. Penner was on the last expedition with us, had some really good success, had apples taken. So, obviously, our great Jeff Meldrum did too. Oh, sorry. I believe your footage is insane and you've never been debunked. Obviously, our great Jeff Meldrum did too. Thank you for that, Mr. Frog. Appreciate that. Zach says, Todd, what's your first experience with Sasquatch? That would be video 2. Was my first, like, I filmed a Sasquatch on my first experience and had tremendous success. Marlene, that would be awesome to have a Sasquatch to take an apple from your hand. That would show how much trust. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck. It seems like a lot. And if it happened, let's hope there's some witnesses around to see it. I'm not going to really worry about it being filmed or anything. So, oops. Chub Chub says, "What's up, Todd?" Hello, Chub Chub. Jeremy says, "Hello, Todd. Love your videos. What are your thoughts on recent DNA results showing Sasquatch has been around for 10 to 15,000 years?" I didn't hear anything about it. I'd be interested in it though. So, Evolution says, "Todd, hello from California." Hello, California. Mid Ohio says, "More about his encounter. He crouched down and sat flat butt next to huge poplar trees, staring at me with his jet black hair, and I was having a heart attack, thinking thinking he wanted to hurt me. My gun wouldn't." Cool. Todd, are Sasquatch real? Are someone with the acronym BAC is asking me if Sasquatch are real. Yes, they're real. My footage is real. The evidence, there's so much evidence to substantiate the truth. The Patterson footage is real. All my footage is real. And yeah, Sasquatch is real. Mandy Weeks says, "Watch Discovering Bigfoot." Yeah, watch Discovering Bigfoot, the movie. It's real. Watch the Survivorman Bigfoot episodes starring me. They're all real. You ready for deer season? Yeah, I'm not going to be hunting this year. Too much. I wanted to hunt this year, but I'm not going to. I would hunt to take a deer or an elk, just deer or elk, preferably elk. I'm a meat eater. I love elk meat, and I would love to harvest an elk. It just doesn't seem like that's in the cards this year. We'll see. You never know what happens. Very unlikely, though. Anything new coming up? Yeah, Discovering Bigfoot Part 2. And I'm sending out to my Patreons Discovering Bigfoot Part 2, like the Sasquatch footage. They're going to get that this week. So that's coming in the next couple days for sure, guys. Everett says, "Is it possible to always smell Bigfoot when they're nearby?" No, most of the time when they're around, you don't smell them. If you do smell them, it's because they want you to smell them. They're always aware of the wind gauge. So if you get that smell, they know that they're giving off the smell, and they know the wind gauge is going to you, and they want you to smell them. But for me, like most of the interactions I've had, they don't give off. They're not smelling because they're not negative interactions. I also think if you're smelling a Sasquatch, he's pissed off at you. When a gorilla excretes scent, comes like his pores open up and you can see the urine dropping out of it. I've seen it where they just get pissed right off. So that's the acute smell. When a Sasquatch is angry, he'll have a sweat response. He'll open up his pores. I'm just saying, if he's like anything like a gorilla or a chimpanzee, and then yeah, that happens. So it's not a good thing. So Royal Creations, thank you. So if you want to make a donation, you can go to Patreon. Patreon still works this month. Hopefully it'll work next month. I got some issues going on, but I'll let everybody know long in advance. Everybody's saying hi. That's cool. We have a little Sasquatch family down here, and I just appreciate all the networking that people do. Alan Boot says, met and spoke with Meldrum this spring. You were brought up. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Um, 1111, you should try out for acting in a Jurassic Park movie. What's Yeah, we talk about that sometimes because there was a guy who was hunting a T-Rex in or wanted to hunt and take a T-Rex as a trophy. He has the same gun that I have. He was going to hunt the T-Rex with, so that's the gun I use in the field, the rifle that I have. I take Todd to his home area, but no one else. I don't want anybody to ruin what I've worked for in the past 15 years. Oh, it would be an honor. And make sure discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com is the address you want to send to. So I'd love to hear from you. Shadow Guardian of the Mountain. Cool. Good to be back. It's been 2 years. Good to have you back. So Savanak means Shadow Guardian of the Mountains. Sylvanic, I had sylvanic.com before my divorce, and my wife burned it to the ground. Or my ex-wife burned everything to the ground. I owned sylvanic.com, the website. And Sylvanic, the native term is Savanak, and Sa means to guard. No, Sa is shadow, Van is to guard, and Nuk is mountain. So Shadow Guardian of the Mountain. Sa Van Nuk, Shadow Guardian Mountain. So I thought that was super cool. And I hope you know that. Running Bear says, I'm pretty sure, think of Funk or Debunk that you weren't part of them pictures. So I think Running Bear is saying that I think Thinker Thunker debunked that you weren't. No, that idiot morphed my head into a Sasquatch, like preposterously. And he did it like in a very incompetent way, extremely incompetent. And I had to deal with that for a decade. People going around going, oh, Thinker Thunker. It's, so I don't really talk about the moron that did that. The dude who lives in his mommy's basement and steals people's footage without permission and then makes money off of that. So I love the Jane and Jake footage. Me too. I like Kabota. Kabota, speaking of Jeff Meldrum, I'll tell you. So Jeff was one of the first people before the movie and everything came out, I was showing that footage to Jeff, showing him the whole thing. Man, he loved that Kabota footage. And that's why I have him in the documentary saying, when he says, I can't look into the eyes of that being and not feel like I'm looking into a living individual. And that's very exciting for me. So, and then he talked about at that time too, he's very excited to go out and do more and work more with me in the field. And it was probably his health. So when he came on the first expedition, I was doing Rolling Hills of Nordegg, and it was an easier expedition. I shouldn't say that. It was hard, but it wasn't as hard as the radium hikes. It was, the radium hikes get like 8 out of 10 hard. They can, I should say. Even 10 out of 10 hard, some of them. I don't take regular people anything more than like a 6 out of 10 hard on the first expeditions. But he knew the radium hikes were tough, and maybe that intimidated him because the Nordegg hikes are like 6 out of 10. And but he killed it when he came out with me. He was like, he's big, maybe a little overweight. But yes, he was a little overweight, like maybe 20 pounds. But man, he kicked ass on those hikes. Like, I never worried about him. Same thing with John Bernagel. Those old dudes, man, they were tough. They really killed it, and I was so impressed with them because I took them out in their 60s and stuff, right? So I'm looking at some. Wayne says anyone can manipulate a picture to line it up, right? So it was stupid. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Well, as a comeback, I had a picture of Stephanie McMahon when she was like 7 years old, being held by Andre the Giant, and I morphed them perfectly. Boom, it wasn't even hard because the human proportions were the same, right? You have to change proportions to put my head into a Sasquatch's head because, I don't have a pair of glasses here, but this simple thing I can do. I can go buy glasses anywhere. These are just glasses. I can go into a 7-Eleven anywhere and buy glasses and put them on. And so can my son, and so can probably 99% of you out there. I couldn't fit these on a Sasquatch. These would bust. Like they wouldn't match his eyes. His eyes would be sticking out. Like it's so preposterous. Like it's like literally their eyes are like out here. And the heads are like, I can't even show you on this, like the head's like that big, their eyes are out over here. Can you imagine trying to put a pair of glasses? That's why for me it's just like it's just idiotically stupid that was even propagated. So I try not to talk about it too much because that's the morons feel good when you keep blathering about them. So, Todd, where have you been, and whatever happened to your woman from LA that was trying to prove Sasquatch in her backyard? That was probably Claudia Ackley. She has passed away. We were helping her. Thank you. So, where have I been? So this is Georgia girl. I've been in Canada, and yeah, that was Claudia Ackley, who had a Sasquatch sighting and a video that was very good, but she has passed away. And I haven't done court cases in a while because I haven't been working with lawyers much, and you have to have a lawyer to go into Supreme Court. So Benjamin says, "Hello, why don't you get the people from your Expedition Bigfoot to take them out? Why don't you get the people from Expedition Bigfoot and take them out? I don't know. They'd have to call me and I have to make an agreement. They're probably actually uh, they wouldn't want to work with me because if they come out and do an expedition with me, I'll show them where I've had 5 sightings this year, where I got multiple videos. I mean, you're supposed to. So the show is supposed to be these experts on Bigfoot, and really, they don't know dick. They're completely, they're enthusiasts at best. I've been doing this for decades. Like I'm a real legit tracker. I have real skills, and I wouldn't be nice to them. I'd call them right out, and they know damn well that show was stolen. Like there was a lawsuit and everything because they took a show that Javier Chapa was doing called Expedition Bigfoot with me with that network, and they realized they couldn't do the show with the people that I wanted to do it with because we were honest. And so there's this friction, I guess, and I would be stunned if they ever wanted to work with me. Uh, and then if the show comes out, they're gonna have to disrespect me and mistreat me. Otherwise, why are you watching the show? Why aren't you watching me? That show doesn't. Their results are fake, and I would actually probably talk about that. I know some of the special effects they've used. They've got fakery in it. Yeah, I'll never be able to do that show because they've faked and lied and cheated. So, and I would expose them. So yeah, it's never going to happen. So Tristan says, "Hey Todd, been a great admirer of yours. Keep up the great work. A few days ago, there was a sighting of Sasquatch near my community where I live in Whitefish Lake First Nations. I'm going to track it. Cool. Yeah, go out, see what you can do, see what you can figure out. You are, and you said First Nation. So talk to your elders. Like listen to your elders. Um, talk to the trackers. You should do what you can to get a cooperation. Talk to the person with a sighting, and yeah, and I wish you good luck. And whatever results you get, come back." So Shadow Guardian says, "How long since you got the last Bigfoot footage?" I don't know. I got footage last year. I mean, it was crappy, but I got footage last year. So, and I haven't really been working on footage. It's my excellent, amazing, outstanding footage did not get recognized, has not been recognized, and you know, oftentimes it caused more grief, more hatred, more negative feedback than positive. And so I thought, what the hell's the point? I'm just going to go have my own experiences and show people Sasquatch. And the people that I take out are always amazing. I get along with them very well. It's been fantastic. Howdy, any Washington Sasquatch experience? Yeah, I go to Nia Bay every year, and we've had sightings. I think I've been to Nia Bay probably 6 times, and we've had sightings twice out of the 6 times, and some amazing live interactions. 5 of the times I've been out there, like really fantastic, amazing expeditions. So, Mid Ohio Valley says, "Just last month, my Sasquatch shook my camper in my backyard. My wife's friend was spending the night. It scared the crap out of her." Yeah, it would. Longtime fan of your research, Todd. This is Crino Vision. Much love and respect here from Southern Cali. Do you think there are any Sasquatch in the Cleveland National Forest? I don't know anything about the Cleveland National Forest. I'm sorry. Elk chili. Yeah, I've had elk chili. How do you know that, Wayne? I've had bison chili, elk chili. Yeah, I've done that. Are they a protected species? That's debatable. You're not supposed to kill. You're only supposed to kill things you have permits for. But there also has to be a law saying it's illegal to do something. So probably not. In most places, they're not. So Mid Ohio again. We found this track leading up the creek to the camper, and then we walked up the side across the road and disappeared into the woods. Yep, sounds like a Sasquatch. Chub Chub says one day we will we will be bros with Bigfoot one day, like Star Wars. Haha, I would love that, and that's really a goal, right? Chronovision, longtime fan. Ooh, it's the same thing you said before. Royal Creations. Check out Todd Standing's body of work. There's my yep, that's my YouTube channel. Jeff Meldrum was a saint. Ooh, he really yes. I don't know. He was such an amazing gift. You know, if I try to be really hard on Jeff, I just can't. The guy was, I don't know, he didn't swear much. He was a Boy Scout leader. He was good in his community. He was a great He was amazing with his family. He told the truth. I just I can't. Like, what an amazing life. He had like 17 children. Like, he left behind such a freaking powerful legacy as a father, as a member of his community. Like, I don't, man, I hope I hope I could do half of what he did in my lifetime. What an amazing man, incredible human being. Big Mac Smith says, "What about something that runs up behind you and turn around and there's nothing there?" I don't know. That shouldn't happen. I don't know about. I just wouldn't say that doesn't sound reasonable to me. How long did you spend with Jake before you got film with him? I don't know. How long did I spend with him? It's not really that doesn't. I was out there doing Sasquatch research for decades. I've been there for almost 20 years in radium. Spent probably how long was I with? So Jake was around first. I knew about him probably in 2008 ish. Filmed him for the first time in 2011 ish. So 3 years after being around him, I got footage of him, and then I think he was there till probably 2018. So I was around Jake for 10 years. But you said before you got film of him, so I was around him for 3 years before I got footage of him. Brett says, "Hello, Mr. Stanley. My name is Brett Noble. I'm a firm believer in Sasquatch dogmen, and so I don't think there is any dogman. I don't know what a guwabi is. I love your evidence that you put forth. I believe back in 2011. Cool, appreciate that. Thank you, Brett." Um, Royal says, "I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. Yep. If you want to make a donation, you can go to my website or go to Patreon. I'll be working a lot on Patreon stuff. So uh, just been a lot with expeditions this year. It takes a lot out of me. Like, I try to, as you come into expedition time, I try to be around. Oh, this year I did that. I did a big cleansing diet. So I try to come into expeditions around 220. I'd like to be 225. And, I have like a layer of a little tiny layer of fat. I don't have abs. You can't see my abs usually is the goal. And then, so if I came in at 225, by the time expeditions are done, I'm like 210. So I lose about 15 pounds. I just can't possibly take in enough calories during expedition because it's so much work for me, just so much exercise. And so they're really hard. And I feel it, so I really feel burned out. Julie's answering questions. Thank you, Julie. Where can I tell my story about seeing Bigfoot? Discovering Bigfoot at gmail.com is the email address you can send it to. Or you can go to even like Drax. I tell you, like there's a lot of support from people on my Facebook page, Discovering Bigfoot Facebook page. Start talking to people there and they'll get back to me. So yeah, please stop repeating the same comment. Thank you for that, Andy. Thank you for your moderation. I appreciate you. Janika Walker, is this guy from Cheers? Is this the guy from Cheers? Nope. Shadow Guardian Mountain, I know that you gave me my name. I hope to move to Montana to be closer. Montana is where that name really works. Brett Noble, I'm in northwestern Ohio. I would like an encounter with a Bigfoot in the wild. My concern is running into a dogman or worse, yeah. Any suggestions where to go? I don't know. No, I don't know anything about Ohio, and I have never seen any evidence of Dogman. I don't think Dogman exists. The native people don't talk about Dogman, so I have zero belief in Dogman, and I don't know what that other thing is. Guame. I have no idea what that is. I use hypnotherapy to contact Sasquatch. I send a message. I don't have a camera or a gun. I come with best intentions. That's cool. That's Bongo Bongo, which is a funny name, but it sounds like a good idea. Drexy, what can I tell you? Yeah, I mentioned that already. Um, Big Guru Bak says there was a homestead you were researching with the Sasquatch. You were having recorded conversations. Can you tell us about that experience? I don't know. That's not me. That has nothing to do with me. I never recorded conversations. Yeah, and if you're talking about the person I think you're talking about, those recorded conversations are fraudulent. Is anyone else having sound issues? I hope not. Arctic Secrets. It's an American. I lived in China for a few years. I've had urine experiences. I've been watching you for years. It's an American. Okay, thank you for that. Green Tea says maybe a little low butt. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about the sound? Drexy, I've seen Bigfoot before. Are you collecting information on sightings? Yes, I would like that, please. Great work, says Darius. Thank you. Poncho says, I've been told I look like Dr. Meldrum not once but several times. Oh, he was a handsome guy. You must be a handsome dude. Hello, Melissa. Todd, I've seen everything you've done, and I believe you brother. I believe you, brother. I know for a fact that they're out there, and much love from Texas. Thank you, Melissa. And you're correct. You're totally correct. I agree with you. I think the volume is okay. Volume. Claudia was a good person. Thank you, Roy. I totally agree with you. Bigfoot stole my lawnmower in '93. I doubt that, but sounds funny. Todd, you have the best. Todd, you have the best out there, brother. I believe you, and your work is very important. I know you're out there, and I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate that. I've genuinely seen Bigfoot, Sasquatch before, and I'm trying to share details on it. Guess not. Why not? I say yes, please. Discoveringbigfoot at gmail.com. Send it there. Double tap the screen to hit the like. Thank you for that. Ray Coral, Todd, you got to come to Colorado. The Rainbow Trail here is where they are. So, hey, Ray, I would love. I'm into Colorado big time. When I did the Gaia show. I went down to Colorado. I can't believe Colorado support for the reality of the discovery of Bigfoot. It's awesome. So please, Ray, send me an email at discoveringbigfoot at gmail.com. Because if you would like to take me and show me the Rainbow Trail, I would love that. I have lots of contacts in Colorado now. Colorado is really up on my radar. So, absolutely, yes. Hey, Todd, great work. You're doing it good. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Carlos. Zach and Truckers Adventures. Hey, Todd, hope you're doing well. I certainly am. Thank you. What do we got here? Wilson Montans. Loved watching when you took Les Stroud out. And that's when I became a believer. Yeah, Stroud, amazing. Totally was amazing. Todd, you got to come Colorado. She already said that. Been watching you and them for years. Now, can we plan a trip? If you want to plan a trip, discoveringbigfoot.org is my website, and I'll be doing expeditions next year. Bigfoot hide and seek champion of all time. I couldn't agree with you more. Holy crap, that is absolutely true. Mid Ohio Valley, Todd, what you do changed to what you charge to take people out to their location. How do you protect the location from others trying to steal your spot? Just go to my website, discoveringbigfoot.org, and you can have a look through the details there. There's a video and all that kind of information. So, Andy says, Todd, you should go on expedition with Zach. You two got good evidence. Thank you for that. Bigfoot would have to be 1,000 years old. I don't know why you would say that. Doesn't make any sense. Todd, have you ever heard of a sighting in Midwest USA? Well, probably. It's been sightings all over the place. Clayton, hello from Arkansas. Sorry to hear about your friend, fellow researcher passing. I enjoyed listening to him. Yes, and much respect for that. Thank you. American Cryptid says, so you have already answered the question, but are you planning to do anything with Les Stroud again? I would love to. Just, he has to say yes. I used to invite him every year and I just stopped. He's got his own thing going on, and I wish him the best. If he wants to come work with me, absolutely yes. So Zach Soap says, can they influence or speak to you during dreams? Yes. I've also experienced terrible smell in the woods during the dead of winter. It was dusk, everything was super still suddenly in about 20 by 20. Well, I've had them experience, yeah, the dream thing 100%. I mean, maybe that sounds a little paranormal and weird, but I don't care. I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen that a lot. And yeah, it just seems to be something they do. So, World Creation's fact Sasquatch have been sighted in every state except Hawaii. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for that, Royal. And there was a little to do I had where someone in Hawaii that owns some golf courses, there was an alleged Sasquatch sighting there. And he asked me to come down and research it. And like, I was going to stay at the hotels by the golf course. They were going to feed me. And it was very lucrative. I would have made a lot of money. But I phoned the indigenous people. There are different groups of indigenous, and none of them had anything to ever say about Sasquatch. And I called the guy back. I knew I got to talk to a tracker and a wilderness expert and a biologist in Hawaii. So I gave him a list of like these 8 people that I called, and I said, "Sir, there's no chance there's Sasquatch out there." He's like, "Well, I don't care. I want you to come out here. I want you to show me." No, I'm not taking your money. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting your time. I'm not wasting your money. I would love to go to Hawaii, but I'm not going to take your money when I'm absolutely certain that there's no Sasquatch there because the indigenous say no. So um, that's all there is to it. So I didn't go to Hawaii for Sasquatch. Sasquatch is, yeah. Okay, that's funny. Hi Todd, come to Colorado, the Rainbow Trail. Yeah, Ray, email me discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com. Um, IDB says you should go live when you're with the Sasquatches. Yeah, that won't happen. I'd like to, but mm, I can't be focused. No, I can't do that. All of you here are important to the discovery process of Sasquatch. Thank you. I totally agree. Thank you, Rob. Drexy, you can go to Sasquatch Chronicles. Okay. Willie says, did Dr. Meldrum mention to you if any of his children want to do what he did? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. Dr. Green Thumbs, why are you not allowed to take your revolver for bear protection anymore, Todd? Canadian horseshit liberal manure. So, uh, I don't, guys. Like, I don't know. Don't want to talk politics, but I'm terrified for the state of what's going on with Canada right now. So, I don't know if I'm not going to become an American soon because I can't tolerate what's going on in Canada. I can literally they're blocking freedom of speech right across the internet. I go through Facebook and about half the time comment says the Canadian government is not allowing you to see this. Canadian government is not allowing you to see this. So freedom of speech has been attacked. They control the media. I mean, literally a dictatorship, and I don't know what the hell. Again, I don't want to talk politics, but if Alberta doesn't separate, and I think they will, uh, I won't be staying in this beautiful country that my great grandfather fought in World War One. My grandfather fought in World War II, and for Canada, and they fought for freedom, and it's been just disposed of, and it's despicable. So, and I bring this up because I study the freest being, the wildest, freest hominid in the whole on the whole planet. It's no human. The more we wear clothes, the more we rely on our phones and internet, and we're domesticated beings. We're not wild anymore. And when you have all these responsibilities, when you pay all these taxes, when you are beholden to all this technology, you're domesticated. You're not free. A Sasquatch wakes up naked and goes and does whatever the hell he wants, whenever the hell he wants, anywhere in the wilderness, which is his home. So I can't even imagine what that would feel like. He doesn't have a pair of glasses. He doesn't have shoes to put on. He is just naked and has everything he needs on himself, and everything that he requires is provided to him by the natural world. I couldn't even imagine living like that. Like, that would be the most incredible thing. And really think about that. Like, you don't have to have a farmer, you don't have to get groceries, you just eat what nature provides. And they have tremendous abundance. So that just blows my mind. They have no possessions. They don't. If they pick up a rock and crush an elk's head with it, they drop a rock after. They don't. When you have needs, if I have to have a knife, I have to have a gun. Like, these possessions are they domesticate me, and they are not assets when I require those things for survival. So the clothes I wear, the shoes I have to wear, it sucks. I'd like to be able to walk around barefoot, naked, and just be perfectly warm and perfectly comfortable. So it's a level of freedom that only a wild thing can understand, that I would like us to get back to that. So, um, how's your research going? I've had a fantastic year. I always want more, but it's been fantastic. Ask what Andy says. Sasquatch Dream Team Todd. Thank you. Bridget says, any sightings in, yeah, there have been sightings in Iowa, like Royal just said. I just don't know anything about them. Chrono says, my apologies, people. Okay, just talking about sound. I liked the excessive medical terminology. Is that with Jeff Meldrum? I love that. Wasn't that great? So, just a few more questions, guys. Walt M. Todd, have you ever feared for your life? I don't know. Not. I was. My life was never threatened with Sasquatch. As long as I adhered to their parameters, I didn't put my head up my ass. I was always safe with them. So, so Tenna says, many of my family have heard them, and I've seen them in Trinity County, California, not far from Willow Creek, where the Patterson film was made. We all know it's real. That's fantastic. I'd love to hear about some of your stories, Tenna. So, discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com, send me an email. Have you ever been to Kentucky? Yes, I have. I went down there because someone alleged that the David, was it the Bowie knife? Dave, no, not David. Someone, some famous guy who has a knife, the Bowie knife, Jim Bowie. Anyway, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Someone alleged that man alleged he killed a Sasquatch. Then these human beings alleged they knew the spot, and it didn't work out at all. So, have you feared for your life? I talked about that already. Ray Coral. Plus, I got to tell you what happened to me on the Rainbow Trail. It's one of those areas where no man has set foot. I think you would. I think it will be in touch with the email. Thank you, Todd. You're welcome. Ray. American Cryptids. One of my favorite videos of yours is when we were surrounded by when you were surrounded by the Sasquatch, and they were growling at you, and then you could actually see one taking apples. You'd set up on a log. I'm glad you like that video. I don't like watching it. Um, I don't like being in the room when it's being played, because it just puts me back there, and I've never been able to separate. Like, when I was doing post production, I was just goddamn traumatized because I had to watch it and watch it. And then I remember Survivor Man played it and made me watch it, and I really disliked listening to it. I cannot separate myself from that moment. I go back there as soon as I hear that stuff, and I just don't like it. I want to kind of. It's good for the evidence of what I've been through, but I don't need those lessons again. I just want to put that behind me. So, um, let's see what I got here. How many questions? Scroll down. It's just a couple more questions here. Jason Moody, Jake and Kate. Who's Kate? Were they familiar to you over the years? You mean Jake and Jane? Were they familiar to you over the years you spent? What type of interactions did you have with them? Or was it holding your position more stealth like? So, Jake and Jane, no, I didn't. Jane, it took years for her to come around, because I think I filmed her. When I filmed her in approximately 2009, I think she was young. I think she was probably like 14 years old. She wasn't very old. As she got older, like she's got more of a sagittal crest now. She looks quite different. It's the same, but she's obviously matured. And I'm saying, yeah, she was big, but she was probably, like, she had no wrinkles on her face. Everything was tight, and she wasn't like enormous. She was big, but not like enormous. She's very big now, or she's a lot bigger. Um, but yeah, I've had lots of interactions with them. Jane likes specific people, and Jake was my boy. Jake was the one that always loved me and came around me and just did the coolest stuff. He was so amazing. And I've never had a Sasquatch kind of lock up with me like that since Jake. I think his dad, Seeger, likes me, and but he's a big dominant male, and it's kind of a funny relationship I have with him. So yeah. Ray Coral, sorry for the multiple posts, blah blah blah. Another Mick Dodge. I loved him. Martin Barker. Todd, have you been watching? Todd, I've been watching you for a long time. I have 3 Bigfoot here in Vermont. Listen to this. Like people that have all this success. Daniel Boone. Did he have the? Is there a knife called Boone? The Boone knife? But I think you're right. It is Daniel Boone. That sounds correct. It was Daniel Boone. Thank you. Um, I have my next expedition is horse ladies. So that's going to be really cool. The ladies that are coming out have high level expertise with horses, and that's very special. They have this animal whisperer with big ungulate knowledge. So I'm very excited about that expedition. And then the expedition after that, I have a dentist coming out on the John Hunsinger expedition, and then an engineer coming out for the third time, and then Cabin in the Woods. Robert is coming out to film that expedition. So very exciting stuff. And then we'll see what happens after that because the weather's been pretty fantastic this year, guys. Like, there's no sign of snow. It's beautiful out here. And normally we have like snow that pops once in a while at this time of year. I haven't seen a speck of it. It can change fast, but my hopes is I can go even into November a little bit. So I'm really just trying to uh, stay present at all times, especially when I'm out in the wilderness. I'm trying to change this human being you see before you to evolve significantly, trying to be a little just present and grounded and not so outgoing and funny and laughing. I'm trying to get a little more serious. Uh, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, and pressure makes diamonds. Because man, I want to do something unprecedented this year, guys. And I'm just the guy that can, like, when stuff all falls apart, I just get right into it. Like I'm the guy that can really get this done. We just need a situation to pop up where the Sasquatch are really coming around, and I only have 2 expeditions left, but they're generally the best expeditions of the year are the October ones. So yeah, I'm just expecting miracles and loving life as best I can, taking really good care of myself. Like I hope you guys are drinking good, clean water, eating organic food, staying away from processed crap. It's so freaking important that you do that, guys. Take really good care of your physical body. I don't know how your spirituality and your emotions and your mental abilities can thrive if you're toxic in your body. I just don't. If you take your body down, you cannot have success with Sasquatch. And Sasquatch will judge you by the way you smell, by the way your urine smells. They'll judge you by what you eat. If you're toxic within yourself, and if you're purposely eating toxic, horrible food and drinking bad water, the Sasquatch will bump away from you. And I've seen it multiple times. They judge you based on that. And I think it's reasonable. If you went and pissed in your gas tank, you'd be surprised if your truck ran poorly. Like you put good fuel in your vehicle, put good fuel in your body, take really good care of yourself. It's so damn important, guys. I'm telling you this because you're looking at a man that my expeditioners see it. They come to my house, they see that I have all filtered, good, clean water and all my organic ingredients and all the good organic, amazing food that I bring out to the expeditions, like organic apples, the Sasquatch, like that stuff matters. So I want you guys to up level and really care about yourselves. I care. I'm doing everything I can. I'm over 50 years old now, and I'm still doing stuff that, like, I'm playing football with my 16-year-old son every day, competing with him. I'm competitive with an elite 16-year-old athlete. As he hits 17, he's going to outdo me a little bit in a few areas, but I'm still running. I'm still getting good exercise. I'm still training 5 days a week at least. So take care of yourselves, guys. It's important for this discovery process. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not sure if there's going to be a live show next week. I have little short videos I'm going to keep posting though, because they're really impressive, and I appreciate your support so much. Thank you, guys. Let's pray. Let's keep good positive thoughts to have a spectacular 2025 closeout this year. Me and my expeditioners have worked so hard for it. So many of you have done so much great things, and even I don't mind saying this, like a little pressure from Jeff Meldrum. It'd be nice to capture some awesome, earth-shattering piece of evidence in these last couple expeditions and literally dedicate it to that wonderful, incredible man. I felt that way on the last expedition because I had to go out after I knew he'd passed away, which was hard. And yeah, didn't get any success, but just did some good recon. So thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.